Here we go. How about some other sports? Never seen this one before. It's a postage stamp kind of thing. It's not an actual postage stamp. They call it a postage stamp. NASCAR of is this Casey Mears? Casey Mears. Really kind of neat to put it here for right now. And then you never ever find Joe Burrow. So really cool to find Joe Burrow. I love my cards from the playoffs. Slinging Sammy Ball gives me a chance to talk about that Sammy Ball once at different points in his life, in his career, led the league in passing yards, passing touchdowns, I believe. Also led the league in interceptions as a cornerback, and also led the league in punting average as a punter. In fact, he's one of the leading, or was one of the leading all-time punters. And a great quarterback, and a phenomenal defensive back. Probably the greatest three-way player in the history of the game, because how many other three-way players were there? Randall Cunningham as a punter, a little bit in the NFL, but really good in college. And yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Sammy Ball, criminally underrated for all the different things he did back in the day. If you've seen my videos before, you know I collect Dante Culpeppers. There's a couple of those. Greg Bell, rookie card, man, he was a beast out of Notre Dame. So it's amazing how guys pop up and go right away so quickly as running backs. Name below another running back like Barry Foster, just some of these other guys, any of the guys from the freaking Broncos, like, I don't even know. Clinton Portis was those guys. Well, Portis had a couple of years. Guys who popped up, had a big year or two, and then kind of disappeared. But anyway, Jim Thorpe, another superstar athlete all around. Olympic medalist as well. There's 3D superstars. Actually in nice shape. Bill Ullman, a little stand in the back, but that's okay. Freaking cool. Love this, man. Miami Redhawks, love and honor. Martin Nance, I love when I can pick up a Miami Redhawks card. My college, when they're actually wearing their uniform. Not a ton of those, so super cool. By the way, a guy who I see all the time in the shows who goes through dime boxes had 2 of these, and I'm commenting about how great that was. Turns out he's a Miami grad too, and he was like, dude, you went to Miami? I was like, yeah. He's like, here, I have this card. I'm like, sweet. So, mad love. Thank you for sharing some love with me when you had 2 of those. Awesome, thank you. UVA. I covered UVA for a year, so I always like to pick up some UVA. This is kind of neat. So these came, like you could buy packs of scorecards, and they were like 3 to 5 cards in the pack, and you gave them out at Halloween instead of candy. That's what these came out of. So I picked up Josh Allen and a Hans Stenerud. The Hans Stenerud from my guy Zach and Porter. This one's coming your way, buddies. Go check out Zach and Porter's channel, by the way. They're worth checking out. Here we go. Team USA Olympic card. And then just a moment of Pat Summitt, by the way. Pat Summitt was a total badass. I got the honor, truly, legitimately honored to cover Pat Summitt the last year of her career. I worked in Knoxville, sports department in Knoxville, Tennessee. And like the second day I got there, started working in Knoxville, Pat announced that she was suffering from early onset dementia. So it was her last year. They announced it was going to be her last year. Holly Warlick truly coached the team. There were moments when Pat was Pat, but she kind of wasn't the same. But even in that 1 year of covering Pat, okay, in her last year when she was starting to battle dementia and stuff, still, what an incredible woman who totally changed the game of basketball, women's basketball. We talk about Caitlin Clark now. We talk about, Paige Beckers. We talk about some of these other people and what's going on in the WNBA. None of that exists where it is without Pat Summitt today. So put some honor on her name. Love Pat Summitt. Credit to her. I just wanted to give her a shout out and thank you for sitting through that 20, 30 seconds of me showing her love. And I think it's important to do that. I think that history is important. Okay. This deck of cards, honestly, is about my most favorite because this deck of cards are ones that I gave to my girlfriend. I brought them back for the video, and then I'll take them back to her house to put in the collection. One day, she's going to do a video with me of the cards that I've pulled for her. By the way, she did collect baseball cards back in the day, too. This one, and this is what really is special to me about collecting. Once again, give me a moment to just kind of explain real quickly. When I showed her this card, it was at the bottom because I knew it was going to be her favorite. When she saw this card, she let out the biggest laugh. All these other cards here, take them all away. I don't care. They're fun. They're great. Don't take them away. Actually, I really like them. But this Bob Evans card meant more to me than anything else because it literally made her, it gave her such joy. Like, I can't even explain to you the amount of joy she got out of this one card trumps everything I got out of all these combined. So, by the way, if you're wondering why there's a Bob Evans card, it was in a Dayton Dragons set It expired in 2008. You can get a free kids meal. So it was in a Dayton Dragon set. Bob Evans was a sponsor, but it's a freaking Bob Evans card. Who doesn't love Bob Evans? Go get yourself an omelet. Anyway, this one I saw in there too. I don't even know exactly what this is, but it's a Long John Silver's. Freaking love it. She loved that one. Okay, Willis Tower. This is really cool because they did like these building sets out of Allen Ginter, and her daughter, who very much is really my daughter at this point. I mean, not legally or anything, but I look at her as my daughter, and I'll be damned if when he comes at her, I'm going to come at them like a bear. But she is about to go to college next year to be an architect, so I'm getting her these cards. Willis Tower. And you know what? She actually, even though she doesn't collect cards, she really appreciates them. She loves to read the back. She finds them really cool. My girlfriend had a really good laugh about Benjamin Franklin. I showed this card, and before she even saw what the card was, she was like, "Oh, Benjamin Franklin, is this honoring diseases of the past like syphilis?" So anyway, if you know history, you know why that's really funny. All right, there's Charles Darwin. She appreciated that. Eagle. I'll explain why that's funnier later sometime, but it's just really cool, by the way. Isn't that really cool? I love the freaking eagle. This one was awesome. Look, it's foil. It's a Stormtrooper foil card. Really cool. And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Heroes in a Half Shell, Turtle Power. We both freaking loved TMNT, so she loved that. Okay, moving along. These are all my Cincinnati guys. Once again, if you've seen my videos before, you know I collect all the guys who grew up in Cincinnati, playing high school baseball here, playing high school football here, playing high school anything here, who grew up anywhere here. Joe Nuxall off the top, because Joe Nuxall is the man, the myth, the legend out of Hamilton, Ohio. Come visit Hamilton, by the way. Great city, a lot going on, really cool stuff. If you've ever been to Hamilton, Ohio, please drop a comment. Let me know if you've been to Hamilton so I can track it for my own personal needs. But Joe Nuxall, by the way, once again, give me a shout out. Joe Nuxall started the Miracle League Foundation, the Joe Nuxall Miracle League. He started a field. It was his dream all along to start a field where people with intellectual and physical disabilities can play baseball just like the rest of us, and it's going strong now, continues to grow. Now they have like 2 fields. They have their own putt-putt course. Absolutely amazing what this man did, and his legacy lives on. Okay, anyway, Ken Griffey Jr. Here comes a bunch of Moeller guys. Buddy Bell, a bunch of Buddy Bells. Pat Tabler, Moeller, Len Matuzak out of Moeller. All these guys out of Cincinnati Moeller High School. And a Tom Waddle. You never find Tom Waddle cards. Oh, man, Tom Waddle out of Cincinnati Moeller High School. Freaking A, awesome card. Totally stoked about that. Dave Parker, Courier Tech, something like that, out of Cincinnati. New recent Hall of Famer, going to be going into the Hall of Fame. In fact, I got a buddy going to Hall of Fame weekend. He's driving up there with his wife. She is less than thrilled about it. I told her if she didn't want to go, I would go with him. But she's going anyway. Jim Bunning out of Cincinnati, Hall of Famer. Kent Tecove, Hall of Famer shades wearer. One of the best guys with sunglasses in the history of the game. Roger Staubach. Technically, it's not a Roger Staubach card, but it is a Roger Staubach card out of Cincinnati. Andrew Benintendi. Bill Doran. This is a Bill Doran rookie card. It's his top rated card. So, it's a Bill Doran card. This one here is actually a Pete Rose card. It's when Pete Rose broke the record with a hit out of Eric Chow. So, there you go. David Justice out of Cincinnati. All these guys out of Cincinnati. Tim Naring, who also gave back by building a field called Little Fenway on the west side near Cincinnati, on the outskirts of Cincinnati. So, built his own park so kids could have a good place to play. Very cool. He's in the front office somewhere now. Maybe the Red Sox, maybe the Yankees. Actually, I think he's the Yankees. Somewhere. Ron Oster, Barry Bonnell, and these two guys, not out of Cincinnati, but I've mentioned this before. I lived and worked in the mountains of East Kentucky for like 5 years. So Willie Blair and Johnny LeMaster, both out of Paintsville, Kentucky. And, you know, I got to take a moment to say this tornadoes ripped through the mountains of East Kentucky. And gosh, dang it, they can't catch a break. Between the tornadoes and flooding, man, if you're a person who sends out prayers, please send them out to the people of East Kentucky. They keep getting pummeled over and over again by the wrath of Mother Nature. All right, a couple of Mark McGwire cards I picked up. That one's really kind of cool. So, okay, here we go. More randomness. This is super cool. I don't even know what it is. If anybody knows what this is, let me know. It is not on tcdb.com. And it's hard for you to tell at home, but like this is like cut out of some cardboard. You can see where it was supposed to be cut there. So this is super cool. This is cut out of cardboard, like off a box or something. I don't know. But I just love the way they did this. So, yeah. Anyway, Jose Rio, top gold. Ozzie Smith, tops gold. Anytime you find a good Nolan Ryan card for a dime, something like Sports Flick, you should pick it up. Doug Bear is a Mac guy for my Mac Wax Stacks guys, BK. Check out his channel, Mac Wax Stacks. A couple of mascots. I like the mascots. Slider and the Philly Fanatic. All right. Willie McGee. That's MVP year from him, 1987, 1986 season. So, Sports Flicks. Love the black gold. Always a high trade market for that. And then these ones are good because these are not the winners. These are the regular ones that you had to basically pull out of packs, one per box. And we've got a Cecil Fielder, Mark Grace, Jim Abbott, and Robin Ventura. PC Mauricio Dubon, I may need that one. Got an Aaron Judge Topps Now card, although a little bit beaten up, so probably not worth trading, but I got some Yankees fans that get that one too. Kmart cards. We'll get some Mickey Mantle cards, so I'll take it. A couple Johnny Benches and one Hank Aaron. There we go. Some more Darryl Strawberry. It's kind of neat. I don't even know what it is. Cody Bellinger. Corey Seager. Just kind of neat. And then this is really kind of cool. I love the Topps buyback stamps. I know it's a kitschy thing. I know it's stupid. I like it. Deal with it. By the way, Pat Zachary is great to use on the Immaculate Grid. If you do the Immaculate Grid, if you don't, you should do it. Because Pat Zachary, excuse me, was Rookie of the Year for the Reds in 1976. So he's great to use for Rookie of the Year, for pitcher, for Reds, anything like that. So Pat Zachary, Rookie of the Year for the Reds. A couple of museum collection cards, always in demand. Jeff Kent and Dave Hollins. And then some more of these cards. Whoops, kind of got it mixed up over there. Todd Stoudemire and Jim Wallawander. I have a person who collects Jim Wallawander, oddly enough. I don't know if he needs that one. Topps All-Star Rookie Trophy cards. You know, I collect all those. These are just variations. So, there we go. There we go. Okay, these are 20-cent cards here. These were quarter piece or $5 for $1, so 20 cents. Here we go. Joe Ferguson in very nice shape. And the guy I buy them from, his cards are like almost always in really nice shape. So look at that Jim Marshall, very nice shape. So when you start finding cards, this one actually I need for a trading partner. And this is heads up for my next video that you're going to want to watch, or not want to watch, I don't care. This is going to that same guy I traded to for the record I possibly set, and you'll see what I'm talking about. This is going to go in his collection. Luke Brock looking really good, really sharp. Joe Negro 74 looking really fine. And Jay Bruce Topps gold, numbered there. Freaking Mark McGuire, Mother's Cookies, still in the wrapper. Ricky Henderson. Okay, Ryan Sandberg is being chased by a rhino. That is flipping cool. I don't need it for anything. I just wanted to show you it. That's so cool. Another thing, another Doug Bear for my Mac Wax Stacks guys who played at Bowling Green State University. Topps gold. Couple of variations there. Freaking Mike Bossy, man. The Islanders. Man, were they tough. What, they win 4 straight Stanley Cups in the 80s? Might have been 4. It was at least 3. Nice vintage basketball there of Chet Walker. Beautiful looking Bill Lee card. Barry Bonds, members only. Aaron Judge, always tough to pass up an Aaron Judge card. Mickey Mantle, I never pass up Mickey Mantle card. Love, love, love cards with people with holding their trophies, especially Stanley Cup, but that card, very cool too. Jim Nettles in very nice shape. Johnny Briggs, 70 Topps. I mean, these things are like in really, really nice shape. They make for great trade bait. Bobby Bonds. Oh, check it out. Some Coke cards. Oops, excuse me. Love this card. Ricky Henderson, some really random thing. It's even got like where it was made. So, limited edition of 10,000. Just love this card. Look at it. That's totally badass. Ah, daggone. How about some Topps Coca-Cola cards? I've actually got more of these than I realized when I started looking through my stuff. But there's some more of those. No, it's not a Poulos rookie. It's one of those like reprint things. More Topps Coke cards. I'm dying here. Should have had some water. Let me just go through and show you without really speaking too much, because I'm killing myself here. There we go. Kellogg's. More Coca-Cola cards. More Bill Lee. More Revco. Ames. Another Nolan Ryan there. once again, some playoff stuff. So, mascot Mr. Ed's a cool looking Barry Larkin. All right, this is really neat. These actually are not rare, but they're not easy to find. They go for a couple bucks. These Fleer Pro Vision, because they weren't subsets, they were inserts. All right, and just some nice looking cards. This is Topps 2025. I think I needed these. And then the VJ Singh was an accident. I didn't realize I bought that. All right. This is super cool. Sticker cards, 1985. So year after the rookie year for Elway, Marino, and then Montana. Really kind of cool. And finally, last but not least, I paid $40 because the guy always gives me good deals. And honestly, this is probably a good deal for these. And then he threw and he's like, take any set you want to. So I took the virtual reality set. I'll explain what they are. So virtual reality basically was a parallel of the cards from 1995 Topps Stadium Club. I was like, yeah, it's got the Griffey in it. It's got the Ripken. So I'll keep a couple of these and put the rest up for trade. But these kind of rare. This is a Topps Con set. Very cool. 2012. But what makes this one interesting, there's no one really special in it. It wasn't a great year. There's no Griffey Jr. or anything. Fly through these. But these ones come with the 2 gold glove cards in them with Brandon Phillips, who is a gold. This one is actually really cool. So Joey Votto is a gold glove, so it's got a gold background. The Brandon Phillips is a gold glove, so this half is gold and he was a silver slugger, so this one's a half and half. I don't know if they're rare, but they're not common. I'll put it that way. So there's a coupon. So these go for like 20 plus bucks a piece on this set alone. And then these are Texas Gold cards. They were stadium giveaway in 1986. The sets go for like 55 bucks a piece. And I don't know if it's a full 2 sets, but it's close to 2 sets. So I was like, okay. So for these 2 sets plus the other set, I'll do it. So the Pete Rose cards alone go on YouTube for like 15 bucks a piece. No kidding. Seriously. None of these cards survived in good shape because they were a stadium giveaway and people just beat the heck out of them. So, yeah. Very, very cool. This completes my set of this one, which I've been chasing for a while. Very cool. Texas Gold. It was an ice cream brand, by the way. And this was the stadium giveaway. So that's what I've got. Anyway, thanks for watching. I went way too long on this. If you're still here, amazing. Thank you very much. Show love to each other. Be good to each other. Check out my next video. Possibly set a record. Or I didn't. Maybe someone has something more cooler than I have. See you all later. Bye.